Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Edwin. I am the Pretty Green Vinyl Guy. If you're new to my channel and you just clicked on this by coincidence, please subscribe and help me out with build my channel, build my audience. I make videos about vinyl. I make videos about, vinyl I've purchased, my equipment, different genres of music. I do rankings. I do new finds. So if you're into that, if you're trying to build a vinyl collection and you're interested in talking about music, then go ahead and sub my channel. So today I thought I would do something a little different. I'm trying to come up with some innovative ideas and some ways to show some different parts of my vinyl collection. And I thought today I'd take you through my Japanese pressings. I'm only going to show my complete pressings because I find these pressings to be like a bit of a work of art. I'm intrigued by the love and the care, not only aesthetically, but also the sound that goes into a Japanese pressing. And I'm only going to show you the ones that have the obi strip intact and that I have the entire inserts and everything, because that's all part of what collecting Japanese vinyl is all about. Now, there's this theory that Japanese vinyl is recorded with a slightly lower low end, meaning that the bass is kind of reduced a little bit. And the theory is because Japanese people live in a lot of apartments, and it's kind of very polite not to, have your bass thumping on your apartment floor so your neighbor can't sleep or whatever. I don't know, that's what I've read, that's what I've heard. Honestly, when I play the vinyl on my equipment, I think the bass, the low ends, the mid ends, and the high ends all sound fine to me. I can adjust my bass, of course, and bring it up, but it's not a big deal. I don't go, where's the bass? So I don't know how true that theory is. They're generally very quiet pressings. I believe that when record sales fell, vinyl sales fell from the early 90s on, and pressing plants closed around the world, I believe Japan was the only country that kept pressing vinyl and selling it in Japan. And I think there's a real love and passion that they have for the vinyl, commodity that they want to keep alive and well. So the Japanese do this thing here. It's called an obi strip. It's a paper thing that slides onto the album, and it basically gives a bullet point of what you're buying. It usually has the price. This one was 1,800 yen when it first came out. This is the band, Music from the Big Pink. On the back of the obi strip, it'll give other releases that are maybe coming out or are out, like kind of a bit of an advertisement for the record label. And this one has, a song listing in Japanese of what the songs are. Otherwise, the album cover itself is pretty much the same as it would have been in North America. The obi thing kind of slides, so you can have it on whatever end you want. And then when you open the vinyl, typically they have this kind of half moon-shaped bag on the inside. And then this is the vinyl. This is a Capitol Records label for the band's Music from the Big Pink. Now, this wouldn't be an original. This was a repress at some point. I probably could have done my homework and read when that was, but it is recorded. It is a Japanese pressing. And again, the sound they're very quiet. They're very clean records. There's no, unnecessary, sounds that you hear. And there's many times I've bought a record at a store And when I pulled it out and I'd seen this bag, maybe it was missing this obi strip, and I realized I had a Japanese pressing. And again, I have actually quite a few of those sprinkled through the collection, but I didn't pull them today because I simply wanted to show you just the complete Japanese pressings that I have, because it's kind of like an art to me. It's an art form. I love the love that goes in to these releases. You'll typically also get an insert with a Japanese pressing. And interestingly, like I have a couple of Beatles ones. Well, I have the entire, let me just grab one. The Beatles British, which I've shown before, so I'm not showing them today, but I have the whole series complete with the obis and the inserts. And one thing's interesting about the Beatles is sometimes the insert shows a photo of the Beatles from '64, but maybe it's the White Album, right? So the photos don't always, like they're just grabbing photos. That's the band in this picture. I think that actually is the album cover for the other band album. I can't reach it right now. Anyway, and then you get the lyrics. Of course, you get probably Japanese lyrics, which is not much good to me, but you do get them in English as well. And that's usually what makes a complete Japanese pressing. So there's the first one, the band. Songs from the Big Pink. Music from Big Pink. Great album, by the way. So let me just kind of whip through these. The Beach Boys' Endless Summer. Now, if I'm out hunting, pardon me, if I'm out hunting, I'm at a show, vinyl show, I'm the odd time maybe a record store will have one of these up on the Holy Moly wall. If it's not super expensive, I tend to buy them. I might not even love the band. Again, I'm buying it as an art, an artwork. I understand the passion and the love, and I love me a complete Japanese pressing with the obi intact and the insert. So that's Endless Summer, which was kind of a Beach Boys greatest hits from a lot of their California surfing type era. This is Bowie, The Man Who Sold the World. I've got Low and Heroes as Japanese pressings, but they don't have the obi. So this is the only complete Bowie I have. This sounds amazing. I love the sound of this. This is a Clapton Greatest Hits, backtracking, 22 tracks spanning the career of a rock legend. Everything from some of his singles, I Shot the Sheriff, Promises, Wonderful Tonight, goes all the way up to that. Some of his Cream and Derek and the Dominoes. And then side 3 they call Classics. That's also some Cream, Cocaine, some Blind Faith. And then the last side is some live recordings, Crossroads, I Can't Find My Way Home, Further Up the Road. So yeah, if you're in a Clapton mood, it's a good one. This one was kind of unique. This is the first Clash album, The Clash, LP and single. So this was kind of a very cool, like a giant obi strip. And then you ended up with, of course, the classic album. And then this one comes with this cool single taped to the inside. I forgot this was in here, to be perfectly honest. There we go. And that has Gates of the West and Groovy Times as the bonus single on that. And again, you have the Half Moon on the Epic label. You know, they're not thick albums. They're not like 180 gram, not even 120 gram. But yeah, just, you know, like for me, vinyl's all about the story of, you know, things to read and pictures to look at, and again, just kind of loving the art of how it's all put together. I'm gonna put this obi up there so I don't squish it. Elvis Costello, Imperial Bedroom, one of my favorites. Man Out of Time, love Man Out of Time. So that's a complete one. Dylan, Blonde on Blonde, complete. I think this is a gatefold, so I will just pull it out. Show you that. This one came with, I'm not sure what that is, an extra little thingy. I'll keep that aside. But anyway, yeah, complete Blonde on Blonde. Dylan. I mean, if you're going to have one Billy Joel album, 52nd Street. King Crimson. Again, that's not an original. This was later released. A couple of Zeppelins here. The fourth album, or Led Zeppelin 4, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. Houses of Holy. Little Bob Marley, Exodus. Complete. This sounds great. Sounds really good. This is a recent one I got. This is Oasis. Definitely Maybe, their first album. This one's on white vinyl. I showed this for my best album represses of last year. And then I've got a couple of Pink Floyds. Of course, I got Metal. This sounds fantastic. Echoes sounds great on this. This one's cool. It's got, you know, they put a picture of the band on the obi. And then, of course, Dark Side of the Moon, which sounds, it's my favorite pressing I have. I have about 6 different pressings for Dark Side. This is the same series as Metal. And yeah, it makes me wonder, like, this box set that's coming out that's going to be like 450 Canadian dollars. Unbelievable. Also have a Final Cut. Japanese pressing. And then I just listened to this the other day. Zenyatta Mandata and Synchronicity. In fact, Synchronicity is still on the turntable. I wanted to give these a spin. These both sound fantastic. You know, going back to the point earlier about the bass being reduced. I mean, Stuart Copeland's drums on these sounds like he's right over there playing. It's awesome. You know, like those ride cymbals that he plays so much. And yeah, fantastic. So The Police. Now here's one that everyone's waiting for, the, you know, the big re-release later with Steely Dan. This is, of course, Asia. My complete pressing. This sounds phenomenal. I don't know why I would need, again, to spend $250 on the new, what is it called? The UHQR version. Same, another classic that everyone always talks about, the repress. Santana. This is amazing on this. You know, you can hear every instrument because it's so well pressed and wonderful. And then, you know, a band that totally suits that quiet is, of course, Simon and Garfunkel. I mean, Sounds of Silence on this. Oh, my goodness. This is another one I picked up near the end of last year. This is the Smiths' first album, Smiths the Smiths, classic. Again, nice to have that complete Japanese pressing of that. Another favorite album, Talking Heads Speaking in Tongues. Oh, sorry, this is Little Creatures. I'm sorry, Little Creatures. This is fantastic, of course. Yeah, and She Was, Road to Nowhere. That were the big notable songs on that. Here's one, I don't know why I bought it. I mean, you know, throw Africa on every now and again, but interesting. Actually, I was doing some research on Toto, and the guitarist on Toto, he has played, is it David Hungate? The guy's played on thousands and thousands of studio albums as a session musician. Like probably one of the people that's played on the most. So yeah, Toto. One of my favorite bands, The Who. I've got a quick one. You know, not a fantastic album, but you know, Boris the Spider. And little, of course, gotta have a little Wings. Born to Run. Band on the Run. This sounds fantastic. This is a really good Japanese version. And last but not least, I got some Neil Young Harvest, which is, again, I've bought some represses of Harvest, and it's pretty hard to beat. So anyway, I thought that could be an interesting video. You know, a lot of people are intrigued with Japanese pressings and want to know more about them. So I hope that's a little more insight and some cool versions. Like I say, it's always kind of fun when you buy a used record at a show or a store, and you take it home because it doesn't have the obi on it, and you realize, wow, I got a Japanese pressing here. You know, there you go. Because the price is usually a bit more. It's probably, I'd say 15 to 20% more than a regular pressing, especially if it's complete with the obi. You know, you're going to pay a bit more for the actual album itself. And I think it's worth it. I think, again, they're a beautiful art piece. They sound so quiet, so clear. I don't think there's any trouble with the low end. And, you know, they're really beautiful to explore and look at. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching my video. If you came to the end, whew, all the better for it. And, you know, as I said at the beginning, please sub my channel, help my channel grow. I will be back with more content, and I'll see you guys again next time. All the best. Bye.